Hi everybody, my name is Daniel Dvorak. I've chosen to play Galaga. Galaga was released in 1981. It's the successor to Galaxian, which was released in 1979. It's actually kind of a sequel, even though there's not really any story involved. This is just a little preview screen while you haven't chosen to play or not. Kind of keeps it interesting if you're waiting for someone in line at the arcade. But the goal is you are to acquire as many points as possible and achieving the highest levels possible. I think it goes up as high as 255 in terms of levels, but I've never been able to get there. So let's hop in and start playing. You can move left and right on the bottom. The enemy ships will try and shoot at you, and they will try to crash into you. That is how you lose the game after you run out of the 3 lives you originally start out with. You can shoot and move back and forth. And that's pretty much the basic mechanics of the game. There's not a whole lot of description needed for that. There is a way to gain more lives. I think it's if you get to 10,000 as your score, they grant you an extra life. And in this here, I'm going to let him suck me up into the tractor beam and show you. That is more or less like a boss ship. It takes 2 shots to kill them, as opposed to all the other ones. They only require 1. Oh, and there is collision detection. That's how I died. But it's a really cool trick to let him absorb one of your ships, because then you can take it down like that and gain a new one. So now you have twice the firing power. The disadvantage is, of course, that you are twice as big, more likely to get run into, less maneuverability. That was one of the upgrades from the original Galaxian. The other upgrade, which I think happens after this level, are the bonus stages, which are purely meant to give you points. Oh, and I just lost. But that is basically the game. It's really fun to try and get the highest score. That was the only point in arcade games in the beginning. But this was also really cool where it shows you the hit-miss ratio, how many shots you fired. It logs all that away, even to something as rudimentary as 8-bit. It has enough memory to do that, but it's just one of those games where you can't perfect enough. You go and do it over and over again, and it's fast-paced enough to you don't get tired of it, unless your eyes start to bleed. But I really like it just because the shooter aspect, one of the earliest shooters, one of the more intuitive shooters, and that you can challenge yourself if you want to by having 2 ships on the screen. Makes it a little more intriguing to kind of upgrade yourself in that respect. But that's Galaga. Thank you for watching. I did want to add one more thing to compare this a little bit more to any games that are currently playable, that are newer made. A game called Resogun, which is another shooter. It's not as static as Galaga is, but it has a lot of the same properties where you have 1 ship, multiple lives, and the enemy ships are swarming after you, and you have to avoid hitting into them, but you also get to shoot them. It has secondary goals such as saving, survivors on the ground, but the concept is all there, and I don't think those would have happened, without predecessors like Galaga. And I also wanted to talk a little bit about the graphics. It's only 8-bit, so it's not like they can use a lot of colors, only 256 colors, but they don't really need more than that to get across the point of any explosions. You can see every time you hit one, they burst into like a little firework, which obviously that's them exploding. You've shot them. The scoring is also a big thing for any arcade game. You want to put your name on the scoreboard, and it's very easy to kind of track your score because they always have it posted, right there in the upper right corner. But I just wanted to add that in, and thank you for watching.